about all the niter? The life essence?
I admitted to myself it's maybe too much to take on, and I decided to go back to my roots.
So, the search for saltpeter was for nothing?
Not at all. The saltpeter will help us create primordial matter. The origin. Chaos. Materia prima.
God. Here we go again.
As alchemical scholars, we actually have only one task before us. To penetrate the diaphanum and find out where it gets its disposition and power from. Only then will we understand the nature of the shadows.
Eh?
I'll explain it to you.
Tell me then. So what's the next task, Krazel?
There's a quiet whisper coming from the open gates of Trotsky, carried by the wind all the way here to me. Do you hear it too?
No. I reckon my ears aren't that good.
Scribe Erzim received a chest from Prague, and in that chest...
Hermes Trismegistos' document?
No, a book.
No.
From an author even more venerable than Hermes. It's thin with a sand-colored cover, embossed. Ordinary at first glance. But the treasure's inside. You might say it's a kind of alchemist cookbook.
So you're gonna have me go and pick some locks at the castle, eh?
Did I say anything about stealing? No. When the castle was still closed, I planned to get the book through the castle chamberlain, with the help of a certain woman. But now that you have access to Trotsky yourself, it'll be much simpler.
What about that certain woman? What was your plan?
That's old news.
I wonder if it was Catherine.
The central figure is now the Trotsky scribe, Erzim. He's a great lover of knowledge. I'm sure he'd be happy to indulge another kindred soul and lend him the book, indefinitely and voluntarily.
Let's hope so. I'll pray I'll be able to convince him, and that I won't have to ride around Trotsky picking up carcasses again. Or worse.
Just do your best. The book is the last piece of the puzzle. The very last. But
His plan is to get you banned from every town?
Previous tasks, I have no doubt you'll be able to handle the third just as well. Go and see Erzim and ask him about the book. Then you'll see how difficult it will be to get your hands on it. Best of luck, Henry.
I reckon I'll need it.
Alright, while I'm here...
Where should I lie down?
Well, it's best if you go up the stairs to the next floor, and then climb the ladder to the attic.
I'll have a look at...
Let's see... It's Warhammer, Leadball... Sell some of these bigger items. That's too much.
Word about the price.
Well... Aye.
Okay. As he pointed out, I'm a mess. Can we clean up? This game feels dated. Dated? This game is dated 1 week ago. It's also doing very well for itself. It's got over 200,000 concurrent players right now. It's number 5 on Steam, last I checked. Okay, he said in the attic by the chimney. That's not it. It'll say sleep and save. That's it. Alright. Let's save the game and top off our rest. Do I need to play the first one? No, but you don't have to play the first one. You can kind of get what happened in the first one through context, but it obviously you would follow the story better if you played the first one. But it's not required. It is not mandatory. Mandatory. Let's see.
Down the river for at least a week without anyone noticing. Exactly.
Funny enough, there's nowhere here where I can sit.
You believe it? Someone bumped him off and didn't even rock.
Alright.
That is strange. I reckon something devilish was involved. You don't see.
Okay, you've improved its stealth from the book. And... Actually, wait. This... Ooh, that might be going rotten. Hold on a sec. Anything under 50 quality could be going rotten. Alright, let's just do that. And then top off the energy. Okay. That should be good. Alright. Let's see. While we're here, let's drop the food that is expired. And... Alright, so we need to go up there. And they like me there now, so let's see what we can do about that. Oh, run! It was the fuzz. They were after me. I'd say it's mandatory as far as the first story goes. Well, no, because, like, for example, he's like, oh, yeah, that bastard killed my parents, and then he'll have a nightmare, and it'll show the guy that killed his parents. So it's like, okay, he's mad at that guy, and the reason is that guy killed his parents. You know, like, they're pretty straightforward about, like, the motivations and stuff like that. But you could see, like, everything he suffered through in much more detail if you actually played the first game. But honestly, if you like one, you'll like both. The second game is just like much larger and has a bit more QOL. Alright, so the A marker is find the book for the miller. B is check with the scribe for clues about the book. We know this castle very well because we had to sneak all over it multiple times. One of them, we were even stripped of all our stuff. Although, I know... Okay, I was gonna say, I know the scribe's a room. I don't know where the scribe is, and he's right here.
I heard some interesting books from Prague have arrived at the castle. There's one I'd like to borrow. An alchemist's cookbook. A sand-coloured cover, embossed.
Yes, several rare and astonishing books have arrived from Prague. But why are you interested in an alchemist's cookbook, of all things?
I've heard there are some interesting ideas in it. Every alchemist is in dogged pursuit of wisdom, especially those from Prague.
Perhaps you know more about that book than I do. Well, I'll have to disappoint you. Lord Nickvard Libak helped me sort the new books at the time, and the one you're looking for caught his attention. He left with it before I could even discover what it's about. All I remember is the author's initials, B.B. I'm fairly benevolent when it comes to lending books, and I appreciate Nickvard's help, but he's had it borrowed for an excessive amount of time now. I'd like to ask him to return it, but he's been avoiding me.
I'll have a talk with Nickvard and find out what the problem is.
You think I haven't tried? But since you've already offered to address this pressing situation, listen to what I've learned. It seems Nickvard lost the book. I've warned him repeatedly not to carry borrowed books around with him, but to leave them in his chamber and read them there. But Nickvard is old and stubborn, and this is how things turn out.
The price of such a book must be incalculable. People like Nick Vard are too dumb to understand.
But I digress. As I
Just
said,
insult the man.
Nick Bard is intentionally avoiding me. But I've made headway. I've managed to find 3 people who've spoken to him recently. Bertha, the cook, Regina, the maid, and Hirsch, the hand.
For a nobleman, Nick Vard is quite wary of his own kind, speaking only to servants.
I'm surprised that he's ever spoken to anyone but myself. Nick Vard is a loner. Which is also why I suspect something bad has happened. Now that he's decided to leave his shell, that is. But I'm afraid that's all I've managed to find out. Since Lord von Berkove's arrival, I've been preoccupied with other matters.
I'll help you. I'll ask all 3 and see if they lead me to Nick Vard.
Many thanks. If you aren't sure what to do, stop by and we'll discuss what you found out.
I won't keep you any longer.
Alright. Oh, wow. So, there's no markers to those people. Okay. Ask the cook, the maid, and the stable boy. Alright, there were kitchens at both ends of this castle. But the bigger kitchen was over here. I can't talk to her. That's the prison.
The Lord be with you.
Okay. Jail. Alright. Alright, we'll go to the other kitchen. Bathhouse? No, it's above this.
Jesus Christ be praised.
Yes, he's great.
Bertha, instead of devils, I need your help now with Nick Vard. The scribe told me you might know something about him.
Well, I'm waiting for Lord Libac to stop by. I brewed him another phial of medicine, but I don't even know if the last one helped. I told him to stop by for another one soon. I reckon he must be feeling better.
Nick Vard needed medicine.
Hey,
For
Cruel,
what?
welcome.
I can't say. I promised Lord Libac his secret is safe with me, as well as his phial of medicine.
Oh, come now. Nick Vard misplaced an important book somewhere. A sort of alchemist cookbook. I need to find it.
I remember the recipes by heart. And Lord Libac's secret is certainly worth more than any book.
Listen to me closely. I'm not spending 200 on this.
Listen, Bertha.
He could be in danger.
Do you realize your stubbornness is making everything more difficult? Nick Vard could have got himself into a lot of trouble by borrowing that book. Maybe somebody tried to kill him, and you don't even know about it. You think he's suffering from rheumatism or something?
Aye, right, I'm sure that's how it is. Like Lord Libac is part of some grand conspiracy. As if, you idiot.
I don't know how else to convince you. I'm not going to waste any more time here.
Alright, so there's an option to give her 200 gold. I don't want to do that. Or maybe pickpocket the file? Alright, the stable boy was one of them. Stables are down here.
What would you like?
Is this not the right one?
Sure.
That's more money than he has.
I'd
like to do something.
All right.
What would you say?
That sounds really... Pleasure doing business. Take care.
He's the only one there. Find out what the stable boy knows about Nikvard. And the maid. So the only stable boy that's here is Kabat. And it's not him. Am I allowed in here? If no one calls the police, then it's okay. That's what I've learned. Hired hand, hired hand. Hey, Mike, is there an herb skill like there was in the first game? It's kind of been merged with a few other skills. There's a skill that is called survival. And survival levels when you pick herbs, when you dry, smoke, or cook food, when you like butcher animals, all of that contributes to the same skill. Which is kind of cool, because then when you pick, like, you can just do any one of those that you like, and all of it's going up. Alright, the maid, I have no idea where the maid is. And the hand was not where, the stable hand was not at the stable. Alright, I'm just gonna go through the fancy rooms and look for the maid. Oh, there's a maid.
Greetings. Do you need something?
Ah, perfect. Hey, is it your bedtime? Chat, I need to tell the boy goodnight. I'll be back in just a minute. Alright, we back. He's off to bed. About Nikvard.
Do you know where I can find Nikvard? The scribe said you might know.
Erazim is suddenly interested in Nikvard and me. You don't say. But when I need him to read something for me, he never has the time. I'm sorry.
I was asking about Nikvard.
Aye, I heard you. Say, can you read?
I can.
In that case, would you mind reading this message I have from Nikvard?
Show me. Dear Mistress of the Chambers. What is it?
Oh, what I wouldn't give to get messages from someone else. Say, Lord Capen. Ah, never mind. Read on. Though I reckon it interests you more than me.
Persevere. We shall soon escape the dungeon of those two women. Cursed fate, however, has placed an obstacle in my way. The heat of the Lightbringer's potion is working, and I can feel my insides being reborn. But when the last remnants of old age left my body, something else was washed away with them.
How much longer is it?
Not much. My damn clumsiness has sent all of the Lightbringer's secrets into the void, but fear not, I shall get them back. May this be the first task on the road to your liberation. That's it.
Beautiful.
True enough. Nikvard has a flair for the dramatic.
My, that's Libak for you.
But what does it mean? Can you explain any of it to me?
Well, losing secrets
Lord
was losing the
Libak
book.
has taken a liking to me. I suggested to him it wasn't proper for a noble to have an affair with a maid. He thought I meant he was too old for me. But then he found what he calls the Lightbringer's potion book. He said it would light a flame in him that would burn out all that's old. So I suppose it worked. Hooray!
I know the book he's talking about, but what does he mean, into the void?
Look, can we stop talking about this? I feel a little uncomfortable here talking about some old lovelorn nobleman.
I need help. You can give it some thought, can't you?
No! And now leave me alone.
So I walked up to her, did everything she asked, and she told me to get lost. Into the void. You think he dropped the book in the toilet? Like he was reading on the pooper? Alright. The only source of information we've not found is the stable hand. And I have no idea where that guy is, because he wasn't at the stables. There's a lot of poop here. Black Bartosh? What's this? Oh, practice fight. Okay. Hey, British brat! How's my favorite darkest dungeon streamer doing? Hired hand. I'm checking the names for Stable Boy, chat. Guard Hynek. This is the one we already talked to. Does he have anything?
How can I help you today?
No. No, not him. Doing good, man. How are you? Doing good. Just playing Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, as you can see. Been binging this game for the last week. It's incredible. Very much in my wheelhouse. Right now, we're trying to figure out a little mystery. I might be forced to go pay that one kitchen staff the 200 ridiculous coins she asked for. Is there another stable down the hill? Hired hand. Hired hand. Can wash up. That lady you talked to reminds me of Kristen Dunst from Spider-Man. The maid? Similar. Okay, there's another set of stables here. Hired hand. No named stable boys here either.
Praise the Lord.
How could I have forgotten about him? Maybe because I don't think he'll be able to solve my problem. Heartfelt prayer saved entire masses of Jews. And Jonah from the whale. So don't tell me it can't help with a little thing like yours. A little thing? So you're insulting me too now? Sorry, I didn't mean it like that.
Wait, little thing? And he's insulted? Is the other dude telling him to pray to God because he's got a small,
well,
dingle-dangle?
but I reckon you're right. Prayer is the only thing that can help me now.
Well, I'll be on my way. I wish you well.
God be with you then.
Alright, that guy won't talk. Well, alright. I'm out of ideas, so I will go try to pay off that one old lady. Although I'm not happy about it. It's gonna take a lot of dead bandits to cover this cost.
About Nick...
How many times do I have to tell you?
Medicine for what?
That's not...
Bribe.
Well, if a nobleman's secret is worth so much, how about this? That'll buy you more than one book.
I suppose Lord Libac wouldn't mind. And do you have the exact amount?
Of course.
So many groschen. I promise I'll split it with Lord Libac when I see him, and I'll explain everything.
But now tell me, what's the medicine for?
Well, it's a common potion for a bellyache. Just better tasting. It helps your meals go down easier and come out slower the other end. In that regard, Lord Libac had, well, how to say it?
You have diarrhea?
Everything came out much too quickly.
Just say it. He shot himself.
It was in the privy down below the crone. By the training ground below the guardhouse. I helped him clean his hose and made him the medicine, and I promised that I wouldn't say anything. Lord Libac is quite particular about the impression he makes on the young maids, you know. He didn't want this little episode to put them off. That's why he didn't use the privy near the maids' quarters, though it's closer to his chamber, but to the arena instead, and only when there weren't any soldiers around. But this time, it caught up with him.
Yeah, some of the privies are just like in the
What else is
hallway,
there to say?
like with no door.
That the entire time he looked as if he'd done the worst thing in the world. It happens to the best of us. And I told him as much then. I'm just surprised he never came back for another file. I must say, he did look as if the fate of the entire castle was suddenly on his shoulders.
I don't know if this is going to do me any good.
Well, you could have found a worse clue.
Thanks anyway.
Okay. I mean, she mentioned that he would only go to certain privies, right? And she mentioned the one by the arena. This is the arena. Oh god, did he drop it in one of these? Weak digestive potion. Okay, seems like he's been here. Let me see, is there anything more in the quest journal? I did learn he had an accident involving the privies near the arena at Trotsky. I'm not sure what Nigbard's intestinal condition has to do with anything. Arrows. I paid 200 gold for this information. Better be useful somehow. Bandage. I'm just looking around to see if he set this book down while he was in here. Wait, what was that? Oh, it's just the closed door thing. Okay. Is there anything up here? Trespassing. I'm not allowed there.
I must be mad.
Does this guy know anything? Physically of dice, you need technique, what are you doing? Nope, this guy has nothing related to it. Read that again. She has no idea where he is, but I learned that he had an accident involving the privies near the combat arena at Trotsky, which is where I'm at right now. I'm not sure what his intestinal condition has to do with anything. And we found a weak digestive potion that she brewed him right on this bench. So he apparently never drank the potion that she gave him. I wonder if she would want to know that?
God be with you.
Who is that?
Keep the peace, and we'll stay friends. You have a kind master.
Guard. Dude, it's... Okay. Still says you have to find the stable boy? Yeah. I can't talk to Bertha again. Dude, this object could be anywhere. The last time we had to scour